Well, good afternoon. About 4 o'clock, May the 5th, I believe. Yes, May the 5th, 2019. I'm recording this in Vernon, BC, in the Okanagan Valley. Doors open, warming up, spring weather, kind of nice weather. It's nice to know that spring is on its way and summer will be on its way next week. It'll be at 24, 25, 26 Celsius. Pretty nice weather. But the wheel turns and everything carries on. The It's amazing for me to watch the the way the world is going and the way the things are happening. Uh, uh, it's just totally it's amazing to see. And my biggest problem is that I get upset with the way things are going because I've seen it. I'm 85 now. I've seen it for a long time, and I saw when it changed in the late 50s and the beginning of the 60s. That's when things changed. Everything changed. And changed from what it had been for thousands of years, I would think. And it was gradual and it came in, and it's amazing to me how people are, when Christ refers to people as sheep, it is absolutely the right, dead on uh, uh, quote. It's dead on. I mean, we are sheep because a good example of that right now is just when you realize that maybe 1.5 to 2% of the population of the world, I don't even think it's that high, are gay, homosexual, or whatever you want to call it. And they're manipulating the other 98% by fear, by whatever, and using a devilish system of propaganda. And it's the propaganda is so powerful now because it's in everybody's home, it's in everybody's hand, and it's the media that shapes everything by propaganda, and enough of it, and people will succumb to it. They'll do it because they're afraid of being ostracized. You know, so it's 2% of the population that's forcing everybody to accept this gay lifestyle, which basically is it's a destruction of people, early death, destruction. Not only that, it's it's a destroyer of people who will be judged harshly by God. But the thing is, people think, oh, they'll never do that. Why not? This is a generation of many, many generations, and these are the last generations. It doesn't affect the pool of people who have lived on this planet. The ones that are living now and these generations coming up and now are most likely going to be in big trouble because they're breaking God's law left and right. And big time, big time. Homosexuality is not the only thing. The killing of, justifying the killing of children. Women justifying the killing of their own babies. Some have even gone so far as to call it like a cancer in a woman. They have to get rid of it. Well, when you start to do things and have a something like that, it's I don't know what the punishment or the problem will be, but I'm sure that God is just, and He has a way of dealing with it. I mean, I can't deal with it. I have no way how to deal with it. But I'm sure that God has a way to deal with it. The thing is that when we, you know, we can see and understand now things that never were able to understand before. We have information right at our fingertips here of anything in the world instantly. I can type it in and I'll know in a minute, in a second. I can get on here and as a platform and speak to millions, I guess, if I wanted to. I don't advertise it. But that in itself is a big problem. The internet, it's a two-edged sword. It's good for a lot of things, but it's absolutely horrendously bad for others because what it does, it multiplies the evil in the world instead of the good. It does multiply some good too, but it multiplies the evil, which outweighs the good. Where there's more people, I think more people lean towards evil things than they do good things. People can be, Pollyannas. They want to think everything's so good. People are so great. People are good on the outside, but when it comes down to really their heart or whatever, we're all the same. We're selfish. We jealous of somebody else doing better than we are, if we admit it. I sometimes meditate and think about, the idea of God. And, I know that a person can contact the creator of the universe if he wants to, and there's a way to do it quite easy. It's called prayer. It somehow works spiritually, somehow. I don't know how it works or how the connection is made, but it is made because I believe it's a one-way connection from God to us that stays open. We can't create one to him, so he can create one to us that we can answer or reply to. But when I think of God, I think of, I can't answer the questions as to, what was before this. And was it all nothing? And this basically is we are an imagination of God. Everything that we see here is God's plan and dream and whatever. In a way, I think that is most likely true. But the thing is, what amazes me is how somebody who is so powerful and so knowledge, has all knowledge and all power and all strength and whatever, the idea that he's able to also control it and not use it capriciously like a human would, and that he's very careful with it. In most cases, he wants people to ask him to do something. He doesn't just go and do it. According to the Bible, anyway, he says, tell your friend, pray for your friends, he told Job. Other places, Jesus said to pray for whatever. And then Jesus explained how to pray, and to pray in his name to the Father, and the Father would do it. And I believe that's the proper way, and I think that it works. He said that you can speak to a problem, and it will fix, go away, destroyed, moved, whatever. And if you do it in his name, and in the name of the Father, that it will be done if you are totally okay with the idea that you have no doubt. And you can thank God for it before it happens. But to try to uh, visualize God, which is most likely impossible for us to do. But what gets me is that God must have a very keen idea that He is God and that there is no one else like Him in the universe, nowhere, that He is it, that's it. And then that he realizes that, he knows that, and that he can handle that, which humans would never be able to handle that. And I'm quite sure that the way the world is going now is absolutely according to plan, because there's hints all over the place in the Bible and whatever else. For instance, there's some place in the Bible that says that the Lamb was slain before the foundations of the world. Well, the Lamb, Jesus Christ, he come as a lamb to be slain for the people of the world, because they're not capable of. They were not his creation, but they weren't capable of living up to his standard. So that is what happened. And I see I have a visitor. So I guess maybe we'll cut it short and say that's it for tonight. Thank you.